Just a random live. Let's do this. Let's do it. Let's do it.
Cruising down the back roads, windows roll low, with the music blasting, bass and that flow. Remembering the bonfire, laughing with my crew, jamming on the corner, soaking up the view. Every beat's a memory, every song's a spark, feeling so alive, yeah, out here in the dark. Cranking up the radio, rolling through life, loving making memories, music cranks high. Do you feel that freedom? Can you hear the call? Those back road memories calling to us all. The dreams are still burning, laughter is the same, sound still echo loud, can you hear that name? Life was so electric, every day the song, hearts on the highway, we to do no wrong. Chasing every sunset, world spin around, living for the moment, man, we're going down. I can feel that fire still burning in my soul, when nobody's watching, I bring my rock and roll. Those back road memories calling to us all. Calling to us all. Down the back road.
Crushing on these tacos, we by the fiesta. Guac on the side, man, you know it's the best. Lettuce and salsa, stack it high, make it pop. Crunch in my mouth, can't stop, won't drop. Sliver scissor in, flavor's cold is so sweet. After one taco, I'm in for a repeat. Bite after bite, got me dancing in my seat. Hitting up the taqueria, can't face defeat.
Taco love in every single bite. Feeling good, every feast all night.
What's up, guys? What is up in the house? We are here doing new things. I've got a new backdrop. I got a new setup. I'm very excited about it. And I wanted to bring it out here and show it to you guys before Sunday. Normally I do lives on Sunday at 7 p.m. Central American time. But this time around, we're doing things a little bit different. I just wanted to come at you guys on a random day after I got everything set up. See if anybody showed up for this random live event and get your input on what you think about how this all looks. Is this cleaner than what I had before? Do you like it better? Do you like it worse? Do you think it sucks? Do you think it's awesome? I want input. Also, always answering questions. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about SQ versus SQL versus SPL, demos, what you like to do with your sound system, how you like to play your system, and all these different things about going to car shows and car audio shows and how that works in your world, what you enjoy about them, what you think sucks about them, what kind of questions you have about them, how you compete, what classes you end up in, all that kind of stuff. So if you have any questions about any of that kind of stuff, now's the time to throw them up. And I see we already have people in the house and Bobby B. So Joe Berserker says, let it begin. Let it begin. Bobby B says, why? Why? Just why? Because why not? So here's my jam, guys. First of all, what I'm into is what we would call SQL. Um, and here's the differences, the basic differences. SQ is about sound quality. What you're doing in a vehicle to get the sound sounding exactly perfect so that it sounds like you're sitting in front of an orchestra or a rock concert or whatever it is. You're hearing the sound field out in front of you. The center stage is here, left and right, all the things. The instruments stay in one spot. When the saxophone player is getting down, the sound from that saxophone is staying in that one location and not moving around as the notes change. All these things are really particular about sound quality. Now, SPL is completely different. It's all about how loud your system can get and what kind of huge score you can get on the meter. And that's a whole different side of car audio. Like they're not even remotely related. SQL, the one in the middle where I kind of fall in, we're still worried about sound field, sound stage, position of instruments, sound clarity, and overall sounding good. But we also want to bring the thunder, really drop the hammer whenever I crank that bass knob up. I want the wind to blow. I want the people outside to freak out. I want the cars next to me to go, look at me all crazy eyed, like that's going to make me turn it down. That's only going to make me turn it up, baby. I'm sorry, but that's not how my brain works. My brain responds to crazy looks like this by cranking up the bass. That's how it works. Okay, so if you're at the red light and you see me and I'm slamming it and you can feel it, it's vibrating your bones and making your dentures fall out. Don't look at me all crazy because it's only going to get worse. The best thing you can do is be like, yeah, baby, jamming it. I'm still going to probably crank it up, but at least you enjoy yourself. So Bobby said, why? Jason popped in. What's up? What's up, Jason? Nice to see you today. Joe said, because enclosures matter most. Hey, yeah, we're going to get into the enclosures. We'll get into all of it. Play It and Live It said, hello, 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 hello. And I'm all about it. Let's see here. Joe Berserker says, I like low tuning 35 and down, brother. See, you know what's funny about that is what you're calling low is 35 and below. Okay, what I call low is like 25. And then, Jerry ain't loud. Anything above 20 is me. It's to him. It's a whole different, it's a whole different spectrum, and it just changes from person to person. And even for me, like last year, I thought I was playing lows, playing 30, playing 35 and below, like what you're saying now. I'm playing 25 and I'm looking at 20 and stuff like that, playing low. That's my low now is 20. 20 is about as low as I can play before things start to discombobulate. And I usually play around 23 or so on my low end, but I can drop it to 20 at full tilt and it not blow up, but it's right there. So yeah, it's like a whole different scale that your brain gets in, and it's funny. The more you taste the lows, the lower you want to go. And I'm getting down into the I can play teens if I turn it down just a little bit. So lows is lows, baby, and I'm right with everybody. I like the lows. Anything over about 40 is kind of makes my brain hurt. You know what I'm saying? I don't even like to hear it. I like songs that kind of jump up into that high 30 range and dip around and then do the drops down into the 24, 23, 24, and kind of sweep it down, because that always freaks people out when they get that they're like, whoa, what the heck was that? You know what I'm saying? And I love getting that reaction out of people. So I get a song playing, it's got a nice groove, mm, you know, get the groove, man. Just, and they're like, man, listen to them saxophones, listen to them cymbals, listen to them drums, and all of a sudden, boom, and the shit hits, and they're like, whoa, what was that? That's my system right there. That's how my shit plays. So if you ever want to hear my shit, just be ready for that kind of shit right there. That's how it's going to go. Um, let's see what's going on. I done missed a bunch of stuff. Y'all just steady talking up here. Jason said, I build pure SQ systems, high-end competition level SQ. I do like checking out base set systems, but it's not my jam. I get it. Okay. When you say base set systems, that's to me, that's SPL. That's like they just throw the mids in there up there just so they can hear the music a little bit, and that's all they do. They don't even care about any of that. They may have some 6.5s up there that's just kind of hanging there by one screw because they done broke loose, and they're just rattling around, and you can kind of hear the music come out of them, and then the bass. That's the most of these SPL guys. That's how their shit set up, right? Some of the ones that really put the money and time into it have that same basic mentality, but they put a bunch of mids and highs up there, and they just crank up in. They set it so that they're not playing lows, and then they let it go. They let it eat, and they don't care about that. For me, it's the other way around. I like to put sound cue, party in the front, or party in the back, business up front. So I have a good sound stage up front, and whenever my bass is turned down to a normal level where it mixes right, it sounds pretty damn good. And that's what I'm shooting for. And then I can bring the thunder when I want to. So that's where the SQL falls into. And I think Jason, I think you would like hearing my system. I think you would like a demo of my system. And then when I turn that knob, then we can we'll go a whole nother realm. But yeah, I think you'll like it. I don't know what the yay area. I don't know. You stopped. Oh no, I see it down there. I see it down at the bottom. I'll get to you. I'll get to your question. I see how you had two different things there. So Joe asked Jason what brands he's running. You're going to have to respond to that. You probably already have. I'm following behind. Yay area said, are those Q-Bomb subwoofer boxes garbage? Not necessarily. Because garbage is a very broad term. The Q-Bomb subwoofer enclosures typically play really high, by meaning that they're tuned at like 40 to 42 hertz, 48 hertz, pretty high. So if you're listening to a lot of rock and roll and stuff where you're not trying to hear the lows, they're made solid, they're built really well, and so they may work fine for that environment. But if you're trying to listen to rebased music and stuff that's playing down into 30 hertz and 28 hertz and all that stuff, they ain't gonna do nothing. In that regard, that they're not what you're looking for. But that's most of your factory, those boxes that you buy that are pre-builds like that from Amazon, no matter what brand they are, most of them are tuned pretty high. They're not all built very well. Some of them are built well. Some of them are built like hot garbage, but all of them are typically tuned pretty high. If you want something that's tuned pretty low, you're going to have to build it yourself or buy a custom built box, or head over to GP Audio and pick up one of the true spec boxes over there. Get them to custom build you a box. Get some good stuff done there. You're going to have to go outside of Amazon for that. Okay. Also, a good enclosure seller is going to tell you what frequency it's tuned to, and also going to be building the box for a specific subwoofer, because the Q is going to come into play. Even if the box is generically tuned to 28, your subwoofer may play higher. It may not play well, and it may play a different frequency range than this subwoofer. So you need one that's built for the subwoofer, tuned to the frequencies that you want to play. And you can't get that off Amazon. Amazon typically tunes high. So that's my input on that. Richie said, I got a question. Why is my clip light staying on my amp? The first answer is because you're doing it right, baby. You got the knob turned all the way to the right, and that's how that works, right? Um, so there's multiple ways to answer this question. One is if it's doing it while you're playing music, and because you got the volume turned up, then you got the gain set too high. But I'm assuming that's not the case. Some amplifiers have topology in them that allows the clip light to be used as a treble light. Some kind of malfunction has happened, and if the clip light is just solid on when the amplifier's on and not playing any music, that can indicate a certain condition within the amplifier. You'll have to go to your owner's manual and check that out, because that is the thing. Some of them do that. So it's one of those things. I don't know which one, but you have enough information now that you could probably figure out which one it is. Let's see here. 27 hertz is Jerry's old tuning. Yeah, right. Yeah. I'm actually tuned a little lower than that right now. But to be honest, my best notes, the ones that really did just tear into your guts, are around 26 to 28 to 30, somewhere in that range. At 24, you stop hearing it, and it's just moving a lot of air, which is cool because you can do some really good hair tricks at 24 hertz, but you ain't hearing a lot of bass. So that's what it is, man. It's whatever you're trying to build for yourself. You know what I'm saying? Jeezy 52. So what are your thoughts on Ground Zero mids? Ground Zero is solid. My buddy was selling those for quite a while in his shop. From what I recall, on all of the Ground Zero mids that I heard, now speakers differ from speaker to speaker, but the ones that I heard, the mids seem to be pretty sharp. If you're a fan of, well, let's see, I can't really think of any. If you're a fan of Rockford Fosgate's mids, then you'll like the Ground Zero mids. They're similar in color to those. They have a nice sharp, vocal presence. They're not very much in the lower mid area, and they're not very much in the higher mid. It's kind of a peak instead of a scoop. So if you're looking for something that's really going to project the vocal range good, they're a good choice for that. They build a good quality product too. Q-bomb need reinforcement internally. 2x2 lumber will help. I'm not sure about that one. Can't speak on the specific thing. But yeah, let's see here. Richie exclusive bullies. LMK of anybody had the answer to that clip light staying on? Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Sorry. That's the best I could tell you, is that it might be an internal, some kind of condition that's creating that. Some amplifiers do have a condition that creates a constant clip light as the clue that that's going on, and I don't know what it is. You'll have to research it yourself, either with the manual or go online and look up that particular amplifier and dig in deep and find out. You can also try the manufacturer's phone number, the manufacturer's chat room, and hit them up with that question, and a lot of times they'll be able to answer it quite accurately. The A area is across the center of the enclosure. What am I talking about here? Are the Q-bomb subwoofers garbage? I don't know. Across the center of the enclosure. Don't know. Don't know what that one's all about. El Fuego said, hello from from nowhere. Bobby B sent me. What's up, El Fuego, man? Glad to see you made it over here. Even if Bobby had to go over and jerk you out of bed by your neck and say, get over there. See, he is live, because he's a nut. I don't know why he's live, but he is. El Fuego says, CAU's barbecue grill isn't garbage, but that's where he found it. You damn right, baby. Actually, it wasn't in the garbage. It was sitting in the parking lot. So it technically wasn't in the garbage. It just was to be, it was free. Let's go there. It was free. Your front stage, what specific speakers are you using? Are you, okay, let me see here. You were asking about Jason, I think. Okay. Um, all right. So, and Jason's delivering his answer to that question. I'm going to answer the question also, though. Here's the thing about brands. Uh, let let's put it this way. Let's say you need a car that can pull a boat trailer with a boat and also haul a large amount of people in it, but you want it to get relatively good fuel economy, and you want it to be able to run the highway at high speeds, and you don't want a truck. Um, so what brand should you get? Because that's going to solve the problem. If you go get a Chevy, that's going to fix it. You're going to have exactly what you're looking for. What brand? That's not the right question, right? That's not the right answer. Your brand isn't what you need. You need to know what kind of vehicle you need. You need a station wagon, with a decent transmission, with this kind of rear end, with this many gears, with an engine that runs on diesel probably, so it gets better fuel economy, and all of these things. You need a specific vehicle, and the brand is not important. What brand it is. That's exactly what I'm getting at in the car audio world. The brand doesn't really mean anything. Okay, you can get a specific thing under a brand. Like, say, for instance, a brand may bring a specific amount of excellence to their design, and they may do a very good job of manufacturing things. They may have an aesthetic that you like. They may come in at a price point that works for you. They make all these things, but that doesn't mean that their particular piece of gear, anything with that name on it, is going to work for anything out there that fits that spot. So just because it's a Focal 6.5 doesn't mean that it's the right 6.5 for your job. Right? What you have to look at is how the speaker is designed, what parameters it's operating with, what its Q factor is, what its damping factor is. All these different things, all these elements are more important than what name is on it. Okay, you need to know what type of speaker you're looking for, and then you can find the best value or the best example of those characteristics. And so that's why I said I don't like to get into that whole brand lockdown thing. You can find really, really good equipment under brands that will sell you stuff at a much lower price than other brands, maybe even be better for what you're looking for. It's brand is a thing. The brands want you to shop by brand. Okay, they want to lock you into a brand so that you feel like you have to buy everything from that brand. That's how they make money. They give you one good thing, and you like that thing. Well, I need to buy everything else from this brand too because I like this thing, and so you do. And it may be fine, but could you have gotten some of that stuff a lot more cheaper, right? And had the same or even better experience with it? Who knows? The brands want you to lock in. It's like the grocery store. They want you to come back and use that rewards card, because they give you the points, and then you come back to the store to spend them. They keep you shopping in their store. That's what brands do. Okay. So, yeah, just keep that in mind. Now, having said that, Daniel said, front stage, what specific speakers are you using? Now, Jason answered, I've got a lot of brands. See, my man, he understands. You see this? First of all, he says, I got a lot of brands, meaning brand is not what he's looking at. He's got the Focal K2s, the component set I've run for 20 years. I 100% think those are awesome. The only thing I don't like about Focals is I think that the point where the K2s, the mid and the tweeter crossover is a little bit of a bump there. And I don't know, everybody can hear it, but it bothers me. There's a couple of drivers out there, the combos, that create a bit of a bump where the tweeter and the mid crossover, and it's off-putting to my ears. But not everybody hears that. So, but other than that, I have no issue with them. They're great sounding drivers. The JBL, and you can also EQ that out too. You can fix it. JBL, excellent for the subs. W12 GTIs, I can't speak on that specific one, but I'm down with that. Alpine DSP, nothing wrong with that at all. For amps, usually Rockford, but I've got JBL GTOs, amps, Morel, Moscone, and Arc Audio, all high-end brands, by the way. Uh, so yeah, and I think if you're going SQ, there's a whole lot of paths you can go. It's more important that what the amplifier is capable of doing, what its distortion levels are, what its noise floor is, what its power output and the range of power. All these things are important. And then of course there's aesthetics, because most SQ builds are extremely beautiful laid out. So the way something looks is important. You may buy a completely different setup because you want a certain look. So that's always a thing. But excellent choices from Jason. All that is a good line of equipment. Yeah, I saw the trousseau. Not sure. Bobby B said, I'm team down for sound. Why is it not going? There it goes. Team down for sound, Bobby B said. Hell yeah. Ain't nothing wrong about down for sound. It just all depends on what you're after. You know what I'm saying? Joe Berserker says, nice, Jason. The classic names have been around. Yep, no doubt. No doubt. And just wondering how to fix it, talking about that clip light. I still can't help you on that, brother. I wish I could. It's a faux cow. That's what I said, ain't it? Did I not say faux cow? Or are you trying to say faux cool? It's spelled focal, damn it. And you know what? If you're trying to create a focal point of sound, focal would work, right? It's faux cow because people want to be fancy. It's cow. Grey Poupon. I drink my. See, when you say faux cow, you got to hold your pinky out like this whenever you drink something. And you're holding that pinky out, baby. And then you know that's the real deal right there. Solid, no music. All right, yeah. So you got a problem. That it's broken. Q-Bomb makes a lot of different. What we got here? Q-Bomb makes a lot of different boxes. This is from Jason. Seal ones are legit. I agree. The ported ones are usually not the size of port they say. I wouldn't buy any other ported boxes. 100% on that, because unless you want something that plays high, they're going to do that. They're going to play way higher than you expect. So, Corn Nut. We got a box, man. Corn Nut said, I've installed a bunch of the truck and vehicle specific. A trend. Yes, a trend. Good. Variant boxes. People on a budget, they're not great, but 90% of the people don't know better. Ignorance is bliss. Yeah, a trend makes a decent enclosure for someone trying to buy some Amazon box and put it somewhere. They usually are not terrible. Generally, they're okay. Play it and live it said, so COE, if you're playing rebase songs and the box is not playing the rebase track and those frequencies, does that mean the box is tuned very high? I'm just asking for knowledge purposes. That means that either your box is tuned too high or you've got a filter on that's filtering out lows, or possibly both. If you had your box installed at a good install shop, then they set up a low pass or a high pass filter or a subsonic filter on your amp to keep the subwoofer from destroying itself whenever you did stupid shit like playing rebased music and not knowing what you're doing. Yeah, could be both. And if your box isn't tuned low, then you don't need to be playing low, because you're going to unload your subwoofer. So if you got a box that's tuned at like 30 hertz and you're trying to play 22 hertz, and if the guy that installed it did it right, then he set that subsonic or subsonic infrasonic high pass filter up to where it starts to fall off at like 30 hertz, and then by the time it gets to 22, it ain't playing anything. That way you wouldn't hear it. So yes, the answer is yes. Joe Barker said, not a JL fan. Surround suck at the best. Surrounds suck at best. Again, I've had some equipment that JL has been notorious for making, has been absolutely fabulous, and I wouldn't recommend anything above it. And there's other stuff that's like meh. It's about the same as anybody else is about the same stuff. Uh, I don't think they really make any crap. Even their lowest level stuff tends to be decent equipment. So I'm not going to dump on them because they don't deserve that. JL is notorious for making good quality stuff, and for the most part, they do, even their cheap stuff. It's like Rockford Fosgate, same exact reasoning. Memphis, which Memphis has kind of gone from flippy floppy all over the place, and Kicker, same thing. They notoriously make good products. If you buy something that says Kicker on it, it's probably not going to suck. It may not be the right product for the job you're trying to use it for. It may not work well in the situation you're putting it in, but that doesn't make the product bad. That makes the installer incompetent. And then you need to work on the competence. That's it. Everybody's incompetent at one time. If I was trying to operate on somebody's heart, I'd be completely incompetent. But I'd give it a go because I'm crazy. I get my steak knife, my scissors. I got my scissors right here. We got the scissors. We got some of these beaver blades. I can get through the bone, no problem. We'll cut her right open and get to work. Play It, Live It said, repass should be rebase type error. I know. I got that. I figured it out. But I always like messing with typos because they're funny. Sometimes they're real funny. Jason said, Richie, does it stay on with the speaker wire removed? See, now Jason's going to troubleshoot for you. You need to go ahead and show Jason some love. Slam that like button. Hit that subscribe button too, because, we're connecting people with people that can solve their problems. Jason's going to troubleshoot. Just pay attention. And El Fuego, facts. Corn Nut is the best installer on the West Coast. El Fuego in the house with
Crushing on these tacos, we buy the Fiesta. Guac on the side, man, you know it's the best. Lettuce and salsa, stack it high, make it pop. Crunch in my mouth, can't stop, won't drop. Silver scissor in, flavors cold is so sweet. After one taco, I'm in for a repeat. Bite after bite, got me dancing in my seat. Hitting up the taqueria, can't face defeat.
Taco love in every single bite. Feeling good every feast all night.
I love it. 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 Oh my God. Yeah. Corn Nut builds boxes, right? I'm not mistaken. Corn Nut builds boxes. We're going to get it done. Corn Nut for the win, Bobby said. Fuego, Corn Nut. Fuego, LOL. I take a lot of pride in my work, but I am no musicar Northwest. I need a few trips to Master Tech Expo. Yeah, well, you'd be surprised how often you show up to be instructed by somebody else and wind up being the instructor. I've had this happen before when I was in the burger business. I used to manage a Wendy's, and they sent me to I wanted to go to a Wendy's manager training course. And so I went to do that, and it was going to add some fluff to my folder, right? Make me look cooler for future promotions and whatnot. So I show up, and I'm sitting out here listening to these people, and they're giving the speeches and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I'm picking up a few tips and points here and there. I'm like, oh, cool. So we get done with that, and we're all standing around talking shop, about different how to manage employees and stuff. And one guy asked the instructor a question. I don't remember what the question was about now, but asked the instructor a question. The instructor gave an answer, but couldn't really answer it the way he wanted to. And he even said so. He even said, I'm not sure. And I knew the answer to his question. It was something that was in a book that I had read from Dave Thomas. Dave Thomas is, I forget the name of the book now, but he wrote a book about his success. Very interesting read. You can find that book. I can't think of what it's called, but it's a really, really good book. And I answered the question. And then the instructor's like, oh, yeah. And so now he starts asking me questions. And now everybody else is asking me questions. And I'm sitting there going, wait a minute, I'm here to learn, and I am now instructing the instructor. And then from that point on, throughout the rest of the weekend, I was a teacher's pet. He was calling me on me for everything. And it's funny how that works. I mean, sometimes you think you need to learn something, but then when you go to a place to learn, you wind up teaching. Or the opposite. You think you know everything, and then you wind up getting schooled by somebody who's actually there to learn from you. You know, these things happen. I mean, anyway, off on a little bit of a tangent there. Cornut says, yep, take a lot of pride in my work. Cornut speaks the truth. Pre-made enclosures usually suck. I run them on occasion and find it large enough to go low enough. It is what it is, man. Jason said, I'm not beholding to any particular brand. I use whatever I think sounds and works the best. That is key. So the thing is, you want to use the equipment that sounds good to you. The problem with that is you can't hear it when you're trying to buy it. You're like, well, I don't know what it's going to sound like after I buy it, right? There's a couple of things you can do about that. There's a couple of things, man. What's the name of that? Now I'm forgetting it right now. I'm going to have to think about it. There's a website where everyone goes to buy the stuff that fits in their car. What's it called? Oh my God, I forgot it now. Somebody will answer it in the comments. Okay. But it's the place where you go on the internet to find what equipment fits in your car. You guys know what I'm talking about. Somebody out there will answer this. On there, you can select different equipment and you can bring it into a deal where you can listen to a bunch of different speakers. That's cool. It's not an exact representation of what those speakers are going to sound like, but you can kind of get an idea of where their strengths and weaknesses and their different emphases on different sound frequencies are going to be. And that can help you rule out a whole bunch of stuff. Crutchfield, thank you. So go to Crutchfield, select your drivers, and then go down there and you can look. Now, I don't suggest buying from Crutchfield because you're going to pay more for it. But Crutchfield's got a lot of wonderful tools. They also have wonderful kits you can use to put stuff into weird vehicles and some good install systems. They have a whole lot of good stuff that you can get there. But I wouldn't buy the equipment there because you can get a better price, Big Jeff, or any other major reseller. So Big Jeff, discount code CAE, anything you buy there, 10% off automatically, including B2 Audio. I'm one of the few people that has B2 Audio discount codes. So you can pick up your B2 there. But you can go there to Crutchfield and you can find out, kind of compare different sounds. And you have to have a certain set of headphones or a certain type of thing because they ask you. But if you don't have what they're listed, just put the generic one on there and you can still get a difference. It's kind of a difference in how things sound compared to other things. And it's really neat to mess with and you'll find it pretty cool. Go check that out. That'll help you get ahead, right? The Grey Poupon. Yes, the Grey Poupon pinky action, full pinky action. Jason. All right, I'm going to get in here. I want to hear what Jason has to say. If you want to know your box tuning, get the frequency generator app on a phone and play from 60 hertz and down. Find the frequency. The frequency the volume drops off, that'll tell you your bandwidth. Excellent. There are a few more complicated ways to get it more accurately, but that's a real good way to get a quick pickup on it. So the sub is capable of playing like 27 hertz, but your output drops off at 33. Your box tuning might be too high. Yep. You can also look at the sub. That's my favorite way of doing it. You can also look at the sub while it's playing at different frequencies and find the spot where the cone is moving the least. It moves the least right at tuning frequency. And that's 100% true. That's also why when the cone is moving, okay, it generates back power back down the speaker wires, what they call box rise. It's actually just impedance rise from the cone moving the voice coil through the gap in the motor, and that acts like a generator, and it sends AC current back up the wires toward the amplifier, which impede the power coming from the amplifier trying to get to the subwoofer. so it cancels it out. Well, whenever you're playing at your tuning, your port is providing perfect resistance and your speaker isn't going to be moving very much, but it's going to get real loud. That's also when it's not moving very much, there's not much back wave coming, so you don't have a lot of rise. So if you get a car that's got a 30 hertz tuning from speaker to windshield, right, quarter wave, and then you got a 30 hertz tuning on your box and it's perfectly tuned at 30 hertz, and then you send it 30 hertz and it's not putting a lot of power back up that line to resist it, you're going to be able to get a whole lot of power at that point. With the tuning in the vehicle and all that lined up, you're going to get stupid loud at 30 hertz. Okay. So, but you're also going to have a big, huge peaky fall off on both sides of that. This is the reasons why, though. There's multiple things going on. So, yeah, that's one of my favorites, is just look at where it stops moving and you know where your tune is. That's going to get you real close. Let's see here. Let's go down. Play It and Live It says, okay, finding my box frequency generator plays from 28 hertz with energy straight up to 47 hertz. That's why I was wondering. It's very possible you could be playing, your tuning is somewhere in the middle of that. There's all about the roll-offs and slopes and stuff. It gets really complicated, and I am not smart enough to get too deep into the weeds on that. And also it depends on your box, your subwoofer, and your amplifier, and everything else too. So there's like about 1,000 unknowns that I don't know. And then the stuff that I know is meh. I don't have great knowledge in anywhere. I have a good vague general knowledge across the spectrum. So I'm not the one to ask. Jason will tell you though. You send him all your numbers. He'll do the little clickety on the little thing and he can give you the exact, because the man's crazy like that. He's brilliant. He's a genius. A fucking genius, man. Nothing. Planning on running 618s on 20,000 watts and 2 4-channel amps. What battery bank size lithium should I run? 200 amp hours, 20K. That's going to be, that's going to be 200. That's going to be around 2,000 amps. So if you were running AGM, that would be like a lot. That'd be like a minimum of 20 Group 31 AGMs to be able to pull that kind of power from AGMs. 20K. Well, I got friends that are running that much power, and one of them is running trunked under lithium. He's running 2 of the trunked under lithium 10K V2s. I don't know the specs on those off the top of my head. Let's see here. 10K V2. We're going to look it up, though, because I'm hardcore, man. Low bangers. And, of course, you can get custom banks made trucked under lithium as well. The 10K V2. Let's pull that up. So you're looking at, this is a LiPo 4 technology. So it'll discharge 900 to 1,200 amps. That's temperature dependent. So the minimum it's discharge is 900 amps, and then the max is up around 1,200 amps for one of these. They'll operate at 0 degrees Fahrenheit, 240 amp alt. You can support 10,000 to 12,000 amps with it, or watts rather. 15 pound battery, guys. Man, can't go wrong with that. So if you're running a 370 to a 400 amp alt, you can support 13 to 15,000 watts with one of them. So I would suggest 2 of these 88 amp hour trunked under lithium 10K V2s. 2 of those would do the job, no problem. It'll outperform the average 200 watt or 200 amp hour setup that you're going to find, and the price is good. Plus, If it goes through Brandon's hands, it's going to be perfect. You can bet your butt on that. He's going to give you exact specs. He's telling you the temperatures, operating range, and all that stuff. And if he says it'll do it, he's already done that and a whole lot more to them to make sure that they can and will and reliably do those things. So yeah, to the truck on Lithium 10 kV2s will handle your problems, especially if you've got a little upgraded alternator. Wendy's. Yeah, Fuego says Wendy's loaded baked potato with the chili and the cheese on top cannot be beat for fast food. Absolutely. I made a whole lot of those. I'm at my favorite thing at Wendy's still today is the spicy chicken. Ain't nobody else does spicy chicken like Wendy's does. Nobody else. It's just the best. It's like KFC has the best coleslaw. Wendy's has the best spicy chicken, hands down. So that's my jam. Although I got to tell you, I just got a hold of some of the Taco Bell chicken nuggets here the other day. If you guys ain't had that, you need to go to Taco Bell and get some of that. And get some of their little, kind of spicy ranch sauce or whatever. Man, those things are just, man, they're good. They're really good. Nothing. Who has connections out in Colorado with Baseline? Sorry, it's not going to be me, brother. Jason's still giving you. He's still on the pedestal. He's got the pulpit out and he is laying it down, baby. Some vehicles just don't reinforce the low frequencies like other vehicles. Truth. I try playing rebased music in the range your subwoofer can handle. If you go too low, damage can happen. Absolutely. Excellent. And you're absolutely right, Joe. That is all extremely good information. I'll go down through here. Yeah, and Red said Rock Auto. No, not Rock Auto. Crutch. El Fuego had it right. It was Crutchfield. I get El Fuego. He knows. Bobby B knows. Bobby B's on there. He knows. He might come. He might be saying some crazy stuff, right? But he knows because he's got goats. Bobby has goats. Anybody that has goats is good in my book, man. You can't go wrong. A goat farmer, you cannot go wrong with a goat farmer. They're gonna be on top of their game. Crutchfield, you're a little late. You copied that. So it don't count whenever somebody else has already called it. You can't just say the thing. Well, yeah, it's this. No, that don't work. You should have said it first, and that means that you got it. And elsewise, you're just a copycat. And so, Jeff became a supporter. Nice to meet you, Jeff, and it's nice to have you on board. You can be on the green team. Let's see here. Play It and Live It said, like my 2008 CVR, the cable likes 37 to 49. The cabin likes 37 to 49. Yeah, agreed. Weird stuff, man. You guys know about quarter wave theory. If you don't know about quarter wave theory, you need to learn about quarter wave theory because that's going to determine most of the time what your cabin likes. It ain't always on point. Now, that's the thing. There's a whole lot of people out there with the ones with the pinkies, okay? There's a whole lot of pinky guys out there that are arguing back and forth about whether quarter wave theory is relevant or not. But essentially, it's the length of a sound wave of the frequency you're trying to play, and then half of it, and then a quarter of it, and an eighth of it, right? So if you're playing the full length frequency and inside of a cab, and it can all fit, right? Which it can't. If it's like a low frequency, it ain't gonna fit. It's gonna be like 60 feet long or something. But whatever can fit in your cab, whatever the closest quarter or half or eighth of that note is, those are going to be peaky in your cab. And so getting your tuning close to those is going to give you the maximum SPL number to tune the box to, because the cab is going to want to play that frequency really good. But you need to learn about quarter wave theory, speed of sound, all that kind of stuff. And then you can start arguing with the pinky guys. You pick which team you want to be on and let them have it. The keyboard will be your weapon. Never, ever put your weapon down. Anybody from Colorado? Not that I'm aware of. What vehicle and subsize? Now, see, he's on top of it. He's on top of it. Y'all see Jason. Sounds audio smart. What else we got down up in here? Play it, Livingston, Solar Barrack. Daniel Martinez, Crutchfield. Yeah, you're late, man. You don't get any points for coming in third. Tuning the sub. So El Fuego says, tuning a sub, turn the gain on the sub, amp all the way up and back down 25% when you smell something stinky. You smelt it, dealt it, baby. There's a whole lot of math and tricky things on how to turn the sub. Yeah, you turn it up and you turn it back down whenever it starts to smell stinky, and if it don't get stinky anymore, then you got it. That's how bass heads do it. You know, I mean, I could tell you a million things. Ultimately, that's pretty much how it goes down. Clip is just another form of bass. Nothing for truck under lithium 10 kV too. Yeah, I'm all about it, man. See what else here. Thank you, brother. See what else is going on. I have a Trunk Thunder and my first bill. Absolutely. I'm loving mine, guys. I beat the daylights out of it. I beat the brakes out of it, and it just keeps providing. I can't say nothing bad about it at all. Jason's still giving advice. Nonsense. Hattie B's is the best fast food ish chicken. I didn't say chicken. Okay. I specifically said spicy chicken. Spicy. Okay. Spicy. Damn it. If you go to Hattie B's and order a piece of spicy chicken, and then you go to Wendy's and order a spicy chicken sandwich, that the Wendy's spicy chicken is going to be better than Hattie B's, whatever. I don't even know who Hattie B's is, but it's going to be better. That chicken's just, they got that recipe down. It's just so good, especially if it's been sitting there for a little while. The longer it sits in the drawer, the better it gets. The fresh stuff is good, but it's just not as good as it's been sitting there for about a half an hour. It's really got time to, get hot. It's good stuff, man. Sir, LOL, Jason. Let's see here. Understand. Quarter wave. Yeah, right. My brain hurts too. My brain wave. Quarter wave equals my brain wave. Yeah. If the quarter wave equals your brain wave, then you're going to get you're going to get subwoofer action in your skull. And I do believe that Andy over at Living Loud with Andy is going to be doing a show on Can You See Sound? And so if you have quarter wave subwoofers in your brain, you can see sound. It's just going to come out in your head and explode all over Bobby's goats. Guys, y'all, I'm having a blast. Hattie B's, Jason's talking about those. Yep, absolutely. I'm down with all that. Got to find out about this chicken. Emmett Bishop said Hattie B's is spicy. Its full name is Hattie B's Hot Chicken. Oh, I'm learning new things. Is this a regional delicacy, or is it something that I should have experienced already? Because I'm a noob in the world of traveling spicy chicken situation. I'm stuck with what I got here locally. I've never heard of Hattie B's. I might have to look it up, see if there's a Hattie B's in the area. Let's get on the computers and find out. Hattie B's. Hattie, is it H-I? Is it I? Oh hell. B. Hot chicken. Okay. Hattie B hot chicken. Restaurant chain. See all locations. Okay. All right, we got Atlanta. We got West. We got Nashville. We got Austin, Birmingham, Dallas, Las Vegas, Memphis, Huntsville, Chicago. They ain't got none here. Ooh. Where's the closest? Man, I don't know. Nashville's a long ways away. I'll have to dig deeper. I must learn. I must find out about this. I must learn of this Hattie B's hot chicken. I'm all about it. Looks like it might be something I need to check into deeply with lots of ranch. Uh, I'm trying to get a 160 from the trunk, y'all. No, I think that's possible. Yes, it's possible. It's possible to get a 160 from the trunk. Absolutely. Now, when they start to get more complicated, is the box is not going to be musical. It's gonna have one really loud note. But yeah, if you're trying to get 160 from the trunk, anything's possible, my friend. It's a matter of whether your pockets are deep enough to do that. Because the first thing you're going to have to do is tear off the interior and completely lock up the body and all that. You're going to get all that stuff good and hard. The roof has to be hard. The doors need to be hard. Everything needs to be hard. The trunk needs to be hard. You got to build the right enclosure for that vehicle. Find that peak. Build the right enclosure for the right subs for that vehicle. Then you got to put a lot of power on it with a lot of batteries and a lot of power wire. And then you put your interior back in or a bucket to sit on and take it to the meter and watch that number go. Yeah, you can do it, man. I mean, yeah, it's totally possible. You just got to keep the body from flexing. That's the trick. The body is where all your pressure goes. If your roof is flexing, doors are flexing, floor is flexing, all that sound pressure is getting distributed to those soft panels. When you push the wall up toward the front of the vehicle, you eliminate so much stuff that'll flex, and then you have less things that can flex, and then you can build sound pressure better. It's like trying to blow up a balloon, right? If you're trying to create 5 pounds of air pressure in a balloon, you ain't never going to do it because the balloon's just going to keep getting bigger. You got to make the balloon stiff so it can't get no bigger, and then you can build pressure. Well, the bigger the balloon is, the more you have to wrap up with tape to get it stiff. You know, this is how that works. So yeah, you can do it, but it's a process. DD Audio, brand doesn't really matter. DD Audio is fine. Nothing great, nothing bad. Doesn't affect the question. That's what I'm saying. Not dissing on them, the brand doesn't affect the question. Coordinate, I guess I need to try a Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich. Yes, you do. You do. There's no Wendy's around here, but I see them in other towns frequently. Yeah, they're good, man. It's a good sandwich. It's a real good sandwich. If they got one of the specials going on where they do like the pepper or the ghost pepper sandwich or something like that, and they use the spicy to make that, if they got one of those things going on, get that. They're even better. That ghost pepper sandwich they had for a minute, man, oh, that was a good sandwich. They got one where they do the bacon on there with the spicy chicken and some peppers and some pepper sauce and the pepper jack cheese and all that. It just make you slap your mama, dude. I'm telling you straight up. Battery size, going to see. Jason's still going. I know. I know from Alabama. Yeah, I don't drive a truck anymore, so I don't get to travel. Or else I would absolutely be trying to find somewhere to park my truck to go get some Hattie B's. Because that looks good. I'm going to tell you, that shit looks good, guys. I mean, they got one with coleslaw on it. Damn. Just, holy crap. Hang on a second. Just damn. What? Look at this. Hold on. Hang on a damn second. Y'all, see, that's what happens when you start pushing buttons. You blow stuff up. Screen. Yeah, oh yeah, here we go. Check this out, y'all. Look at this. Hattie B's right here, right? Hattie B's. Now I was watching this thing go by. Look at that. That does look delicious, right? I mean, I'd be ordering about 4 of them. And right now I'm straight up getting hungry looking at this. Just look at it. Are you not hungry too? Shh. I'm all about this. What else is in here? Ooh-wee. And they got their own sauces and stuff too. Yeah. I'm down. I'm down with it. I like this. This looks good. I got to go investigate. So, yeah, good recommendation, man. I'll be getting down with some Hattie B's as soon as I find one that I can get a hold of. May have to make a road trip just so I can go get some. Oh, damn, Jason, what is he talking about? Holy crap. Jason said, talk about nothing. 6 18s in a trunk, even walling off the back of a car would be hard to fit 6 seats. Yeah, you ain't going to put 6 18s in a trunk. I don't see that happening. I don't think there's just any room to put 6 18s in a trunk. Now, you could build a wall up the center of the body and wall off a B-pillar, and you still ain't going to put 6 18s in there unless you're doing like a fourth order or something where you got a deck running. And even then, yeah, no, that ain't going to happen, bro. But if you do put 6 18s in a trunk, I want to see that. You be sure you put pictures up and you let me know. So I'll put it on the internet. I'll put it out there. I just don't see that shit happening. That's some crazy ass shit. That's like putting 2 horses in a car. You're going to have to kill them and chop them up to fit them in there. They ain't going to go in horse shaped. They're going to have to be McNugget shaped. They just ain't going to fit, man. He said, oh, yeah, I think I've seen your bill. Green Yukon. Yeah. A red Yukon. Okay, we done. Oh, we're getting deep. The Yukon's going to be my second killer bill. I don't know where to start. Yeah, that's going to be fun, guys. All right. Y'all done got me into this chicken, and I done got hungry, so I'm about to go get some food. I enjoyed doing this random live. If you guys want me to do more lives, want me to do a different schedule, we can do this on more of a steady basis. Let me know down in the comments below. When the video goes up, which it will very shortly, actually it already is, drop it in the comments below. Let me know what you think. Did you enjoy this? What do you think about my new background, my new format? What do you think about all of that stuff? I want like feedback. Feedback is good for me. And y'all can continue talking for a minute while the outro fades. And guys, have a wonderful day and peace to all of my basic.
Crushing on these tacos, we buy the fiesta. Guac on the side, man, you know it's the best. Lettuce and salsa, stack it high, make it pop. Crunch in my mouth, can't stop, won't drop. Scissor in, flavors cold and so sweet. After one taco, I'm in for a repeat. Bite after bite, got me dancing in my seat. Hitting up the taqueria, can't face defeat.
Taco love in every single bite. Feeling good, yeah, we feast all night.
Cruising down the back roads, windows roll low, with the music blasting, bass and that flow. Remembering the bonfire, laughing with my crew, jamming on the corner, soaking up the view. Every beat's a memory, every song's a spark, feeling so alive, yeah, out here in the dark. Cranking up the radio, rolling through life, loving making memories, music cranks high. Do you feel that freedom? Can you hear the call? Those back road memories calling to us all. The dreams are still burning, laughter is the same, sound still echo loud, can you hear that name? Life was so electric, every day the song harps on the highway, we could do no wrong. chasing every sunset, world spin around, living for the moment, man, we're going down. I can feel that fire still burning in my soul. When nobody's watching, I bring my rock and roll. Those back road memories calling to us all.